Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They hella deep, 20 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Now does this weird fake out? Now we'll go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. This is Pod Chef season 9, episode 4, which is crazy. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have. I think every time I say it's been a long time, my brain goes, shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step do, right? And that's not a fun quirk. That's like, I think it's fun and quirky, but everyone's brain does that. So, hello. If you're wondering why I'm talking first instead of last, it is unfortunately because Jamal's not here again. And if you're listening and you're like, well, this is the second week Jamal's not been there. I mean, like in a row, like what's going on? Well, last week, Reeves is here, of course.
I'm here, everyone. Happy to be here to review the cooking show. My voice sounds different. It's a new character I'm playing.
Yeah. And we're gonna yes and it. So if I say things like you sound like shit and garbage, it's because I'm yesing what he is doing, and I'm anding that he sounds like he's gonna die at any moment.
Yes, anding is the and garbage thing.
Yes,
which is yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's my understanding of yes and. It's just like you say something, a yes, something, and then an and something else.
Yeah,
like another adjective or something, like describer of some kind. Yeah,
I'll do yes and then I'll like berate what you're doing and say that it's bad. That's how I improvise. It's like yes, and what you're doing isn't funny. So I introduced Reeves to help me to explain to you guys where Jamal is. We told you last week that he was in a play. Well, guess what, folks? The play went boffo. People love it. It's the new hot thing. People say it's the new shucked, which apparently is the new what's the one with the big plant, Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
And so he's workshopping it on Broadway right
Whoa,
now.
what's the play?
So that's where the issue is he never told us what it was. And he kept saying, "You'll never guess." That's what he said.
Yeah, he said, "I'll never tell." Is what
Yeah, he did it like that.
Yeah, but I think that's like supposed to be a hint of what it's about.
Yeah. I mean, like, what do we know that's on Broadway right now? They're Lion King.
Yeah, freaking Lion King.
It's not Lion King, though. He said it's not Lion King.
Merrily We Roll Along.
What's that one about?
Of course.
It's a Sondheim.
Okay. I don't think it's that one. Him and Sondheim don't get along.
I'll never
famously.
tell.
Yeah, I'll never tell. Is it Bad Cinderella?
Oh God, that has not been doing well. That's been getting panned as an absolute piece of flaming garbage.
Okay.
Then it can't be that.
So it's not Bad Cinderella.
It's already on Broadway?
Oh no, so you're right. So yeah, this is new to Broadway. It just got picked up by Broadway. He got a call from Broadway today, actually, and they were like, "Hey, come to the Great White Way." And Jamal, he was like, "Okay, what is that? What are you trying to say? Great White Way? Like, what does that mean?"
Mm-hmm.
And I think it sounds bad too.
And then they opened a briefcase with a lot of money. And
Yeah.
Said, "Okay, show me the way." Yeah.
Yeah. So we're still trying to figure out what the play is. He said that it's good, is all he'll tell us, and he'll do the "I'll never tell." So I hope that it's doing really well. It sounds like it's doing great. Tickets are too expensive for me to go. So I'm not going to be able to see it.
Yeah, we tried to see if he would like comp some tickets for us or something like that. And
for the play that neither of you know what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there were a few steps. There's definitely a few steps for us to get there, but that's one of the steps was, can we get free tickets?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just got a hard no on that.
Yeah.
He said all sold out. Even like the comp stuff, he said it's all gone.
Yeah,
so.
and then he said what's crazy is he said that all the seats are media seats. He said every seat that's sold out is to a newspaper. And I was like, there's not that many newspapers. And he said, well, digital counts. And so I think, so it could be digital media. But it's all agents and, like Rockefellers and people who make newspapers. Teen Beat, I think, got a big representation there.
Mm-hmm.
Teen Beat? Is this a bit? I'm confused. Is this real?
No, our friend who hosts the show is not able to be here because he got a freaking big play that's going to be on Broadway, and he can't get us into it because he filled the seats with people from the media and agents. And Lauren Michaels didn't get to that.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. He said, "Put me up front." So he's front and center. So
that's where he is.
I think, so now I think this is a good chance for us to introduce our guest who, you can tell it's great improviser. Ladies and gentlemen, musical improviser of Baby Once. You may know her from Baby Once Candy. You may know her from being a comedian all around New York City, popping up doing crazy stuff. You might know her from selling screenplays and being a screenwriter. You also might know her from a one-woman show that she has done that's going to go to Edinburgh.
Yeah, it's spelled Edinburgh, but in Scotland they say Edinburgh. So
okay, in Edinburgh, and I'm not saying the name of it, but when I say that, please don't crop this part out and just share it around. Just don't do that, okay? The name of the show is Diamond Goddess Crystal Pussy.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Katy Berry is here.
Hey, bitches and hoes.
We got it.
I'm so excited to talk about all the mead and honey dumplings that were made this past episode.
Hell yeah.
And all the wonderful, cherished family memories that were completely shit on. And with good reason.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
With good reason.
Yes. Thank you for coming on. As you guys have heard, Katy is here. She's very funny. We're very lucky to have her on here. Katy, what does Jamal usually do for guests when they first come on? We don't talk about Top Shelf till later. So let's
talk about any kind of culinary journey that you may have had.
That's
and your
really
opinion
great.
On food.
Yes, that's really good. You have any strong opinions on food, or have you been on a culinary journey?
I love food. I find it very good to consume. One of my biggest fears is the idea of becoming food and seeing a loved one become excrement, which is what all food ends up becoming.
Wait, your biggest fear is that you become food and that your loved ones become poop.
Like, my biggest fear is like seeing your mom getting eaten by a shark and then she becomes the poop of a shark. Okay. And it's like all your memories, like she used to hold you, like the smell of her sweater, like the, how she would like put her hand on your forehead when you were sick. And now she's just shit coming out of a shark's asshole. And so to me, food can be very triggering when I think of it in that way. But also I had Hawaiian pizza last night. And spoiler alert, I'm pro Hawaiian pizza.
Okay.
And also another culinary journey I went on recently that didn't make me think of friends and family dying was I went to the Anchor Bar in Buffalo, New York, which they claim that they are the original creators of the buffalo wing. Okay. Meaning they didn't just make what they did was chicken wings were already in existence, but they cut the chicken wing in half into the bite-sized bits, and then they put it in the Frank's Red and Butter concoction. And when I tell you, local Buffalonians will be like, oh, that's not the best place. But I have tried now many buffalo wing places in Buffalo, and Anchor Bar is fucking delicious.
And it's the best, and it's the first and the best. Wow.
It is so good.
What it's about it that is so good. It's just
The
It's just
size of the wings, they're like meaty. Like you get delicious chicken. It falls off the bone. The outside is crispy. You could just like
important.
suck it off the bone. You get crispy, you get juicy. And it's just like the best wing I've ever had.
Okay. That's important. Okay, I think that's a good place for us to start here. It's chicken wings.
Mhm.
I gave you a few options, you know.
Well, I didn't want to. You said it was triggering about the food poop thing, and I was gonna say, so if someone got eaten by a bear, everyone's like, "I'm so sorry that your brother got eaten by a bear," and you just be like, "I know, and now he's gonna be poop."
Yeah.
That's where
That's
you
the
would go.
first place you go to is you're like, but the worst part, you got eaten, but the worst part is now he has to be poop.
He's poop
It's
now.
really bothering. Yeah. Also, do sharks
yeah.
poop? I guess they do poop. I've never
I think
seen
everything poops
There's a
according
book.
to the children's book. Yeah.
There's a book.
That's true.
Books don't lie.
Oh, that reminds me. I teach, and someone asked me, can you send me the link to that really good like psychology book you recommended? And I've been meaning to send him the link to Everybody Poops as a Joke. And now I will remember to follow through with that bit.
And that's good teaching. And that's why we need to support our hero teachers more.
Yes.
Oh.
Keita Bronson said it best when she was on SNL, and she said that we should support our teachers.
Which is the first
And-
time anyone's ever said that. So it's also very brave.
Well, it's the only time anyone who said it who's been funny on TV as being a teacher, I think. And that's what makes the difference. 'Cause I don't care if some real teacher says it. I want to hear a funny teacher on TV say it.
Yeah.
And then I'll listen.
Yeah, that's true.
Important people are who I listen to. If I haven't heard of you before, then why would I listen to you?
Right.
Exactly. And that
Yeah.
can we, I know we have all these things that Katie talked about, but can we talk about Abbott Elementary for a second? Are you guys watching?
I've only watched a few episodes and it's so brilliant and so funny, but then I never watched anymore because it's like too much work to click on it.
I'm obsessed.
It's very good. My wife is watching it, so I peek in and I see it and I giggle when it's on. I like it. I think it's well structured too, really good cast, and fun. And
Well,
lots of basketball references, which is cool.
There are, yes. I do want to let people know, if you're a new listener or if you're Katie and you don't know, when Reeve says he peeks in to see the TV, it's because his electronics are famously very strong and bully him constantly, and he's not allowed in the TV room because his
That's
TV
right.
will beat him up.
Yeah, they're in like really good shape, and like right now they're in a bulk. So it's not just that like, oh, I'm afraid, which I'm not afraid. It's not that. It's that they're too big that I can't fit in the room. because
Your
they've
electronics?
gotten yes, my electronics.
They're
They're
huge.
just because of the bulk. So I have to like peek in just a little bit. I just kind of open the door and I just kind of peek my eye in and see a little bit of funny television.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then it's slammed in my face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
rough there. Okay, so let's do chicken wings now. What can we talk about with chicken wings? We already said where they're
Well,
from.
So are we talking about just specifically buffalo hot wings, or talking about chicken wings with any kind of sauce? Because you can do all variations of sauce. You can do a dry rub as well.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that. I do buffalo
Yeah.
wings and buffalo wings only. And no, and what's funny is in Buffalo, they don't call them buffalo wings. They're just
They just call
wings.
them wings.
Oh, they're just
They're
wings.
just wings, and it's a faux pas. And you know what else? They don't use regular blue cheese for dipping. Like if you just get like blue cheese out of a bottle, chunky, really like sour, whatever. They don't serve that. They call it blue cheese, but it's not. It's a different type. It's more. It's different. I don't know.
Is it good or better or worse?
I like it better because I find blue cheese to be like a very noxious flavor.
Mhm.
So I don't know what the fuck they do different, but it is in fact different. And if you ask for ranch, you'll
Here we
get
go.
bitch slapped.
Wow, okay.
Oh,
And these are the tips
no.
you only get on Pod Chef, because a lot of other podcasts that are Top Chef podcasts are just talking about the TV show. And you're not
Yeah.
going to learn that if you go to Buffalo and order ranch with your wings,
Yeah.
you will get hit.
Yeah. If you say, "Can I have some ranch with my buffalo wings?" They'll knock you out. Yeah.
Dang.
Do they would they ever do like a breaded wing there or no?
No.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I just want to know. I just want to know.
What the fuck are you even talking about?
I just want to know. I just want to know. I just want to ever. What about a boneless wing? Which people are mad about now. Someone sued
they'll do
because a boneless wing isn't a boneless. People are said this isn't a wing. It's a nugget. People
it's a chicken finger. Yeah. No, they do them there. It's fine, but it's not the same thing. But asking if it's breaded, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Do you go to Belgium and get a waffle and then ask them to make it a pancake?
I might.
Well, you're a fucking idiot.
I'm the customer. Now. I'm always right. And when I say I might, I mean that I did. And what happened?
Oh, God.
What happened?
Let's talk about it.
Can we talk about it? So I get to Belgium. First thing I do, I get off the plane.
Yes.
And I say, where's your best waffle spot? And they point me over to, of course, Waffle House. And I go in there. And I say, well, let me get a waffle. And they say, sure. Throws it in the machine. And I say, take it out. Put it on the griddle. Turn it into a pancake. You know what he said? He said, I don't speak English. And I didn't know how to say what I wanted. So I just let him keep doing what he was doing. And then I ate it. And then nothing happened.
Oh my
God. I couldn't ask for what I wanted.
What a great story.
Thank you. A lot of my stories don't usually go anywhere. I think that one had a good ending.
That one had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
And a lesson, too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What are we at? 16 minutes?
You guys leave any chicken on those wings, or you clean the whole thing?
I leave a lot on there.
I try to clean it, but sometimes they're gross. If it's a small little cheap gross wing, it's all full of cartilage. I'm sorry, I'm not about to go honking on a tendon.
And people want to shame you for not wanting to honk on a tendon, and I don't think that's right.
I'm not honking on a tendon.
People, but I do eat that stuff.
You honk on a tendon?
Oh yeah, I crunch it with my molars. Yeah,
but I feel like you can't
gross out my wife and family.
You can't get it at some point. You just gotta swallow it because you're not gonna break it down. You can't honk through that tendon all the way. You gotta swallow it.
No, at a certain point you do swallow it, but I break it down pretty good.
It's fucking gross. And ligaments and everything. That's like people who are like, oh, I love steak grizzle. I'll just chew and gnaw on a piece of rigid fat. And it's just so vile to me because, again, it reminds me of my mortality. And it reminds me of the fact that any of us are just meat, which can be consumed and turned into feces.
Dude, that's tough. You know, one day I learned that the meat that you eat is muscle. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's muscle. It's muscle.
I just never thought about what
did you think it was?
I never thought about it.
Did you know it came from a living thing? Did you know it came from an animal? Or did you think it was from a plant?
Well, at that point in my life, I knew. Well, so there's the cognitive dissonance. Is that the right word in that situation?
Yeah,
exactly.
Look who's smart. That you do where you don't think about what it is. Like, this is just food. I know that it's chicken. I know that it's from an animal, but I don't know anything else. I don't know anything anymore.
It could be the beak.
About
it could be the feathers.
I don't want to know.
You don't know.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
My sister told me the other day that we all know about the pink goo, right?
Yes, which apparently McDonald's has stopped using because I Googled it.
Thank you, McDonald's.
She told me that it was like, you know how they, and this is, I'm sorry, if anyone who's like, doesn't like talking about animals being chopped up into little pieces, which I don't, and I'm sorry that I'm doing it, but she told me that, you know how when like a male chicken is born, they don't need them, so they like throw them away to die immediately? That's what the pink goo is. That's the mushed up. That's just like some grinder, and that's what's turned into the pink goo.
It fucking isn't. Oh my God.
And she was a vegan for a long time.
Okay, well, no, it's all the byproduct, and then they like treat it with like ammonia to like make it like germ free, and then it turns it into a pink goo. It's like super refined. It's disgusting, and it probably does have little baby boy chickens in there, but it's got a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, it's not just that. That's just a big part of it.
I kind of think of like that Simpsons, the Lisa's vegetarian episode where she thinks of like what a hot dog is, and it's just like a shoe and like a rat and all these like random things. And it just puts together for a hot dog. Same thing, just a little bit of everything.
Some magical animal.
It's so delicious.
No, I don't eat pork anymore. Or beef. I met a cow in Louisville that I fell in love with. He was very sweet. So it's okay. So we talked about.
We didn't get closure on that story, and I have been thinking about it. The cow story. You told us a story about how a cow assaulted a woman in front of you.
Yes, that's right.
You did nothing about it, but the whole point of it was you were going to talk about the cow tongue.
Oh yeah, they're just really thick, and it's like a huge cat tongue that is strength. And again, talking about how
Ew.
muscle is food, people eat cow tongue, and that it's just all muscle. So I guess I get it.
Yeah. Is that where you put it together? You're like, oh, this is a
That's where I
muscle.
did it. Yeah,
All the
that's
rest
like
of the
when I
stuff
finally
is
did it.
muscles too. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had someone suck on your tongue too hard and you go, ow, and it hurts the little stringy bit underneath? You're like, I don't know what it's called, a frenulum or whatever. And you're like, ow, stop sucking on my tongue so hard. Stop it. And
Reeves,
they
that
go, but
happened to
I
you?
like it.
Reeves, that happened to you?
It's happened almost every day of my life, but I haven't felt empowered enough to say I don't like this back. So I think
yeah.
it's nice to know that other people have it, so I feel empowered now.
Have you ever sucked on someone else's tongue and then you kind of like suck it and you feel the spit kind of come out of the tongue and you go, juicy jelly beans? Do you ever do that?
Do I ever do that? Oh yeah, no, I do that every day.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
No, I think I've done it every day. I think I just haven't put any of the editorial. I didn't put any of the words afterwards with it. I just do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think what's happening, I think what I like here is that Katy has taken what we've been doing and she's like, cool, this is what we want to do, and has done that with it, which makes me feel like, what have we been doing so far? That's where she's like, this is where this needs to go. This is the next logical step.
I'm
so
just
okay.
being me, you know?
No, that's
I'm just
I
speaking
that's
honestly.
good.
No, please. Do you want to tell us about Diamond Goddess Crystal Pussy before we start talking about food again?
Sure. Well, pussy is a food, if you know what I'm talking about, guys. Hey. Speaking of sucking on tongues, suck on this beef tongue. Anyway, Diamond Goddess Crystal Pussy is about incest. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted a hard left turn, but it didn't hit the way I wanted it to. Because it's funny to be like, yeah, sucking on a pussy. So this is about my daughter who lost her life. Okay, so it's about it's part storytelling and it's part improvised music and part like written like narrative, crazy, silly beats. You could already tell from just the way I talk. It's very goofy. But it's about growing up on Long Island. And I, at the age of 30 some odd years, 30, I found out that my mom actually fucked Poseidon, king of the sea. And I am and so my whole life being raised as a mortal on Long Island, I had all these like impulses and people were like, ew, you're weird. Like sucking on people's tongues and saying juicy jelly beans. And it turns out I'm a demigoddess. Like my father is a huge god. So the show is about like reclaiming my magic and helping people discover their inner powers and see how they've been repressed. And also getting my revenge on Long Island. And Billy Joel does invade the show a lot because I invoke him whenever I say fuck Long Island, which is so annoying because I say it a lot. So that's my show. It's pretty straightforward. And it is at the Magnet Theater on April 29th at 10:30. And I hope people will come enjoy because it's a real hoot and a holler.
And I want to see it. And I will see it because I'm not going to Edinburgh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, you're not allowed to go, right?
The Belgium thing. Most of Europe. And if you tell me that Edinburgh's not in Europe, I don't know. So,
I just have to abide
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes.
When you had said that you were going to make a joke about it being very serious, and I was like, oh yeah, she's not going to do it. But then you said, I found out when I was 30 that my mom fucked, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a real story. And then it turns out it is because you said Poseidon, and that's real.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, and there's a lot of bubbles in the show. I'm giving away all the secrets.
Okay. We won't talk about it anymore. We'll just say go see it.
Yeah.
If you're in the New York area or if you live in New Jersey and you want to commute over there like I do, go to the Magnet Theater. It's one of the few remaining improv theaters in the city for now. They're building a bunch of them back. It's back, guys. It's coming back. We're getting a second city or something. I don't know, in Brooklyn. Who knows what's going on? I say we're like I live there. I don't live there. I think it's time for the one segment. Reeves, you have thoughts?
What part of Long Island are you from?
All the way out. Okay, so everybody's listening, take your arm, and I want you to hold your arm out and then make a peace sign with your fingies.
Okay.
And that's what Long Island looks like. And the bottom
Yes.
fishy fin is Montauk and the Hamptons where Alec Baldwin, and Puff Daddy live. And the North
Yes.
Fork, the top fin, that's where I'm from. And it's all full of racist farmers and winemakers, gentrifiers. Actually, yeah. So there, that's it.
Okay.
It's
Now I
so
know.
close to the other fingy. Why is it so bad and the other fingy's so good?
Yeah, so the other one's so rich.
They're so close to one another. This
Mhm.
fingy bad, this fingy good. Why?
It's so strange. I don't know. The South Fork, they opened all these Louis Vuittons, and then the top fingy, they have the Peconic Land Trust, and so they preserve a lot of the land to keep the natural beauty. And rich people are like, "Fuck that! I want to have a clam bake on a yacht," and they don't give a fuck about the piping plover population. So, but they're catching on now
Okay.
because nature is in.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot this year. People are talking about nature. Nature came up to me once, tears in their eyes. Trump break. You want to talk about politics for a second? Okay, let's do the one thing that we do every week, and that's called Chefs I Prepared for You. And the way that we do this is we go around in a circle saying what we had for dinner last night, and we do it as if we're presenting our food to the judges of Top Chef, which it's just us saying Chefs I Prepared for You, then you say the food.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, there will be a vote, and there will be a winner. And that's the one thing that we do every week, other than talk about Top Chef.
Yes.
I'll go first, because I'm the judge. I mean, the head, the whatever.
Head judge just
having a stroke. Chefs, last night I procured for you vegan Chinese food from this place called Veggie Heaven. It's one of the best places in Montclair, New Jersey. I go with the eggplant and garlic sauce and their hot and sour soup. It's just to die for. The eggplant and garlic sauce has, like, of course, the garlic sauce on it, as I mentioned, and then also has some baby bok choy mixed in there. A couple of white rice on there, and it's just a good time. It's
You
a
had
good
me
meal.
at baby.
Yeah, it's the part that I say, make sure there's lots of baby bok choy in there. And they go, why did you pause? And I said, what are you talking about?
Yeah. If you don't like the baby, come for the baby, stay for the bok. Bok, 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 bok. Vegan.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
sounds vegan to me.
So here, okay, you're doing a chicken thing. Okay.
Because the chicken. You remember?
I had to make
The
sure
pink
that it was
stuff.
clear it was about chicken, so I didn't just sound horribly racist.
Like you were making fun of the name
Like,
of the food?
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ. Oh, God, this will be the thing that gets me canceled.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Oof, with our
You tried.
fans, listen, you can't. If anything, they constantly are uncanceling people.
Yeah.
They go through the list of people that were recently canceled, and they campaign to get them back into whatever it is that they're doing. So,
yeah, our fans are the reason that Mel Gibson got Daddy's Home 3 or whatever with that beaver. What was that fucking movie he did? Can you believe that he was allowed
the
back?
beaver.
Yeah, can you believe that he was allowed back in society?
Mel
Makes a lot of
Gibson.
money.
A true monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of money.
All right, any questions about my food? If not, that's okay.
Chefs, I procured for you
Another procured.
Toki Underground Ramen. I got the Toki Classic, braised pork, scallions, kale, a nice soft egg, and pickled ginger. Num 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 num. Very
I
tasty.
love a soft egg.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good ramen place. They never do us wrong.
You take out there?
I have it delivered to me, baby.
When they do it, does it come in separate? You get the little jar full of all the dry ingredients and a jar of the
Yes.
soup, and you go whoosh.
Well, they give you a nice little bowl of all the dry ingredients, and then you get a nice little plastic container, which I like to save because I use it for my mise when I mise en place.
we just said nature's in.
Yes, nature's in, save it. Then you just pour it on top, and it's done, and it's ready to eat. You eat it, and it's very tasty.
Do you get does it come with the little jalapenos and the sprouts?
Bro, I
Or is
think
that
you're
more
thinking
pho?
of pho.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
That's pho.
And is that bad that I did that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, fans, I'm gonna need you to come
Yes.
back. Help me out here. Get the campaign going.
Listen, our fans will help you out. They'll get you out of that. Dig you right back out.
I need that Mel Gibson treatment.
Yes, it was tasty.
Okay. Any sides or just the ramen?
Let's see. We got some sides. The one that I had was we had a little kimchi, but it wasn't a lot. Like it's you get a little container, and honestly, it was like 3-4 things of cabbage. It's not a lot of kimchi.
No, it's not.
It's very little, but it's very tasty. This place is very good.
Yeah, I've heard good things. Okay, our guest, Katy.
Chefs, I have prepared for you.
Okay,
No, procured.
Okay,
No.
this is the first. I think this is the
Yes.
first.
It's never happened before.
Chef, I've procured for you a family combo #1 from Joey's Pizzeria, which consists of one large Hawaiian pizza with ham and canned pineapple that was undercooked, soggy. The cheese was very solid, like it hadn't fully melted, but it was congealed, as well as a side of 4 mozzarella sticks, delicious, 4 bad chicken wings, 4 chicken fingies, and 4 what was the other thing on there? Was there another thing in the combo?
My guess would be,
I don't know.
Is it garlic knots?
Yes! Oh my god, that is what it was!
Yeah.
That's
That's
magical.
what I learned about living in the New York tri-state area is that pizza, garlic knots, that's the combo.
Yeah, and a 2-liter of Diet Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
I ate and a large Caesar salad with a Caesar dressing that's kind of more like mayonnaise-y and it was really slathered in there. And it was take me to heaven's gate. I said, yummy, yummy. And I ate it and I shit my brains out today.
Sounds about right.
And it was great. Yeah.
I like to think that they ran out of dressing and then they were like, how do we make this? They're like, I think it's just like mayonnaise and pepper, right? Isn't that what the dressing is?
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
They just wrap that on there. That sounds
big
good.
Hunks of fresh Parmesan in that salad?
No. No.
That's a bummer.
It was just white goo and some romaine.
Get croutons on it at least?
There were croutons, which
Okay.
my boyfriend said, these croutons are like stale. And I was like, croutons are literally stale bread. And he's like, yeah, but they're so stale, they're like soft. And I was like, yeah. And then I tasted it and I was like, yeah, it tastes like delicious, fresh, crispy croutons were like left in a moist environment where they absorbed, like when you have baking soda in the fridge to absorb the smells. That's those. They actually at this restaurant they use the croutons.
Oh, okay.
And then we ate them. Yeah.
So it tastes like everything in the fridge.
Yeah.
Delicious.
So it was great.
That is quite the family combo. 4 mozzarella sticks isn't enough mozzarella sticks. I get to get lots of other things, and 4 wings isn't. These are weird numbers. I think I get that it's like
For
a
a
sampler.
family, too?
Yeah.
Come on.
Everyone gets 1 mozzarella stick and 1 chicken wing.
And pizza. I mean, it's just an appetizer.
I guess.
And
but
not all families are nuclear families of 4. I am a
true.
family with my dog.
And how many chicken wings did your dog get?
She got like we would eat it off the bone and then we'd hold the bone so she wouldn't choke on it. And then she just goes, and she
That's
just
how I
nibbles
sound.
and sucks. She nibbles and sucks and nibbles and sucks.
Yeah.
And we go, good puppy doggy.
And she's honking on the cartilage though, for sure, right?
She honks on the cartilage so hard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's
All
how
right.
we do it.
So now
We
we
gotta
vote.
vote.
Now we vote, and the way we vote is you can't vote for yourself. That's the only
Mm-mm.
rule. You can't vote
illegal.
for yourself.
Just
This
like
is
the presidents
fun
can't do
because
that.
I feel like everyone procured, so this could really go any way.
Yes,
Either
it's up in the air. It's just like that one election, the 92 election, where it was really up in the air. You didn't know which one of the 3 were going to win.
Yeah. I always vote
Nader
for
for life.
Oh, Nader. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's this game that it's this card game where you put things in like historical order, and
is it timeline or whatever?
Yes.
Oh, fuck that
And this is when I realized that I'm an idiot. Is that I played this game with like Carrie, my wife, and her parents, and I don't know anything. I'm really a big dummy.
Yeah, no, I played it with my nerdy ass homeschooled friend and her mom, and I was like, fuck this.
Yeah. I'm going to do a Simpsons reference again. And it's like, I have a ball. Would you like to play with it? When I tried to do that. Okay, I'm going to vote first. I'm going to vote for, the ramen sounds good, but Katy got a lot of stuff. And those are weird numbers. I like that's a lot of stuff because I love options and I love a lot of stuff. I'm going to vote for Katy.
Wow.
Okay. I gotta think about it. I'm an undecided voter. I'm going in the booth and I'm like, who am I gonna vote for?
My favorite person who doesn't know who they're going to vote for.
It's 1992. Am I going to vote for Nader? Okay,
Clinton, baby.
I'm gonna vote. I'm cashing in my vote, and I'm gonna vote for Katy because it does sound great, and there's a good variety in there too. And I support families, so.
Wow, it was so mediocre, but I'm glad that you guys really go for quantity over quality.
I do.
And I like that. That's very American of you.
Mm-hmm. We're anything. If we're anything, we're American.
Yeah. So Brian got vegan food, so he's a pretty big pussy because of that. As an American, I can't abide by fucking vegan nonsense. And Reeves said his had a soft egg. And I love a soft egg. I disperse one every month. So I'm going to go ahead and say my vote goes to Reeves.
Thank you.
But it doesn't matter because I win.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's always nice to just know you get one vote. And I got no votes, and that's fine. And and look, I'm a pussy. It's true. Someone called me at walking out my door the other day. This is a true story. I walked outside my front door with my two dogs. Some girl walking across the street said, "You a pussy? My dog's bigger than that." So there you go, folks. It's true.
Well, so Brian, I've been pushing for us to figure out things to clip and turn into animations and put on our YouTube page. And I feel like that story is perfect for something like that.
Okay. All right.
You coming out the door, your two little dogs, and then someone across the street
just says, "You a pussy? My dog's bigger than that." Katy, can you use that story in your one woman show? It's got the word in it.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, word.
Because my life is really just other people's experiences with the word pussy in any way, shape, or form. It's sort of a montage like that. So yeah, I'll put it in.
Great. Okay. And you'll take that when you go over the seas to Edinburgh, and it's a bit of a holiday vacation. Is that right? And we'll be right back.
Yeah. What?
That's perfect.
Yeah, that was smooth.
Pod Chef.
And we are back. Pod Chef, Season 9, Episode 4, talking about Top Chef, Season 20, Episode 5. Wait, is this Episode 5? I've been saying it wrong the entire time. This is Episode 5.
I don't know. I never know what episode of our show we're on, but this is Episode 5 of Top Chef.
We try to, on new seasons, I try to do every episode of ours is there. So this should be Episode 5. I apologize. I said it wrong from the start, folks. You know what? This is what happens when your host is on Broadway.
I actually caught that. I was like, wait, Episode 4? We just watched Episode 5.
You didn't correct me.
No, because I trusted you, but now I see you are
I'm
trustworthy.
I'm an unfit host.
Yeah.
Don't call CPS on me, which is trying to make that work. How does that work for podcasts?
Child podcasts. I don't know.
Yep, that works. Child podcasts. So we're doing it. We're doing the podcast. We're talking about Top Chef. We'll do this real quick. Katy, have you ever watched Top Chef before you watched this episode?
Yeah, but not this season. But I've watched old seasons, and you know what? I'm really into Top Chef Junior. Ooh.
Oh.
No, wait. Maybe is Master Chef a thing too?
Yeah, there's
This happened before. People have said they watch Top Chef and it ends up being Master Chef.
Okay, I've watched Master Chef.
Okay. Are they really young kids or are they really old pretentious?
They're really
people?
young and they're so cute. And Christina Tosi and Gordon Ramsay,
that's
lover.
Master Chef.
Yes, okay, that's Master Chef. No, but I have watched Top Chef. Weirdly enough, I used to work at a 5-star restaurant in Long Island with a Yep, is the North Fork Table and Inn with Claudia Fleming was the James Beard Award-winning pastry chef.
Wow.
And her James Beard nominated chef Gerard, Jerry Hayden, and she's very good friends with Tom Colicchio. So Tom Colicchio would come in, and
Us too.
So
We're
yeah.
also good friends with him. Yeah, Tom lives in Long Island now because when I went to his restaurant in Manhattan and I talked to him and I, told him we're doing the podcast and he was like, "What are you talking about?" Which is this funny thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
He was like, "I got going. I have to get a long trip back to Long Island." So
yeah, he bought a fucking house where I'm from in Long Island because Claudia.
The bad place.
Yes, the top fingy.
Wow.
He fucking lives on the top fingy now because he followed to his friends whose restaurant I worked at for many years.
This is so great. But it confirms he's a man of the people. He's not going to the small part of the fingy because he's like, oh, I don't want to be part of the rich entitled 1%. I want
Alec Baldwin to be my neighbor.
Yeah,
he wants the farm to table life because it's very farmy, like tons of shit from the earth. So
what did you do at the North Fork Table Inn?
I was mostly a hostess.
Okay, we can not gender it. It's a host.
I was a hoster with a moster. Yes. I eventually went and became a server there, but then I left to
follow your dreams.
Follow my dreams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we ate some good food, learned a lot. Learned about heirloom tomatoes and truffles and foie gras and hamachi. Yuzu.
See, this is great because usually we find out after the episode that the person that we talked to has a connection to Top Chef and food. So glad that we figured this out.
We got it at the top, which is nice. So what is the most absurd thing that someone requested, like someone that came to the restaurant or complained about?
Oh, that's a good question. I think we've had people like very casually order like $1,000 bottles of wine, like whatever, just like rich people being rich. But one thing I found funny is like people. One time this guy came, he had like a waxed handlebar mustache, big bald guy, big foodie, and he came to taste Claudia Fleming's pastries and her desserts because she's renowned. And when he ate her coconut tapioca with passion fruit syrup and basil syrup and coconut tuiles, he
from memory
cried. He wept at the bar. This is not I'm not improvising. This is not a bit. This large man with a waxed handlebar mustache started weeping at the bar because her food was so delicious and beautiful, like touched him so much, and he just loved food so much. And it was like, okay.
I mean,
I was like, okay.
I love that. I don't think I want that. I want to either cry when I eat something or I want to get murdered after I eat it, like in that movie that came out last year.
Oh, the menu?
Yes.
Menu, yes.
That's what I want out of life. I want to have the full food experience. So he ate, from memory, you said the coconut, that's all, that's like what it is. What is it?
It was coconut tapioca with passion fruit sorbet, a coconut tuile, and it had basil and passion fruit like sauce, syrup drizzled on it. It's fucking delicious. But yeah, he cried.
Great. Did he say like what happened? Was he like, I ate this and then I saw God? Or was it just like I went back and it was like hit my memories? Or he was just like, this shit's so good?
He just was like, this is so good and I just love food and she's so talented. He just was like a massive fan and I've never seen anything like that before. It was really very interesting. And then on the other hand, there's like it's Long Island still. So a big family comes in for a birthday party and they insist on bringing their own birthday cake. And we're like, we have literally a world famous dessert person who will fucking make you a cake or give you like her incredible desserts. And this fucking person's like, no, I brought a cake. And we were like, you're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot.
I pictured when you said coconut tapioca, all that stuff, I pictured it in my head. And then I Googled it just now. It's not what I thought it would look like. I was picturing just like a little cup of like tapioca. This is like a beautiful with the tuile and everything. Yeah, this looks great.
Can you see it from the restaurant?
I think so. It looks like it's like two twills in like a sandwich with like the two little like pieces of like passion fruit, whatever, and then it's in like a little like resting in like the coconut with little tapioca pearls in it. It looks amazing. There's the review of it. Maybe this guy. Wonderful tangy flavor of passion fruit with the rounded sweetness of coconut, tapioca floating in coconut milk has a soft, chewy quality countered by the. How many times could you eat for free? I think you're muted. Am I muted?
Hello, no, I was muted.
It was me.
Sometimes we'd get to eat stuff, but we'd go in and eat at the bar and maybe order an entree that we had been like serving and really wanted to have, and then they would like gift us. They'd be like send us out like a bunch of desserts or a bunch of they just treat you when you're there. You go to quote unquote pay for the meal, but then they just like send you so much free shit. Okay. That's kind of how it worked there.
That rules.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I actually like didn't know anything about food before I worked there, like at all. Like we ate like SpaghettiOs, and that was my first experience. That was the first time I learned what a truffle was. That's what I learned. Just it was crazy. It really opened my eyes. Yeah.
Are you a foodie now because of it, or do you still eat garbage? I mean, your dinner sounded like it was a real.
My dinner was fucking garbage.
Fucking garbage is great. I like to treat myself to a nice meal, but the most like the first 2.5 years of this show, I was eating the sandwich every night.
Sloppy Joe.
I like shit that tastes just good. I like food.
Yeah.
I just like food.
I'm just a food guy.
I'm a diners, drive-ins, and dives kind of gal. I love fine dining, but I can't afford it. Who can afford that shit? It's crazy, and the markup is psychotic.
What's the cost on that coconut tapioca?
God, I want to say it's like maybe $17 or something.
And that was when? That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. It might be in the 20s now. They were like, their entrees were in the range of like 30 to 50. Okay. It's all farm to table.
Terrible.
It's cool because it's like it's all locally sourced,
Yeah. Well, people are gonna be mad because we said this is the Top Chef part and then we didn't. But sort of we did. Tom Colicchio went there, so chill out, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's talk. The quick fire challenge. They walk into the Top Chef kitchen and they're greeted by a table full of honey and mead, and they're told they got to make some food with it.
That's right. They got to make those two ingredients sing together, buzz together.
Yeah. I love the guy. He used bee pollen, and I'm like, what the fuck does that taste like? And also, my allergies are so bad. Why would I want to eat your bee pollen?
Yeah.
Well, they say that that's good for allergies. They say that you eat. This is the thing. You eat the local honey of where you're from, and it helps your body recognize the things that are making you allergy, and it stops them. That's what they say.
Exactly.
I've had people at farmers market say that to me
every year.
It's such a crock of shit.
Allergies. No, it works. I get a big bowl of honey, and I stick my hands in every year, and I eat a big bowl. Yeah, Pooh Bear, and then I feel great.
When do you do it with your wee-wee hanging out of the bottom of a t-shirt?
Just shirt on.
With your high knee and your wee-wee?
I don't want to get my pants dirty, so the pants do have to come off.
Yeah.
So it is a full Pooh Bear.
And I got a balloon. Yeah.
And then he goes to leave through the hole in his house.
And he gets stuck.
He gets stuck.
Yeah, I get stuck. Oh, so embarrassing.
And then his wife rails him up the ass. Because he can't get away. And that's when she says, "Who's the fucking boss?" And he goes, "You're the boss." And that is
Pooh Bear. That's the Pooh Bear.
That's how he deals with allergies.
Yeah.
That's how you get
over allergies.
Potato lady did potatoes. Sylvia.
Yeah.
Right? She did the sweet potato. She did
sweet potato pierogi, which, by the way, I'm making for Easter. A bunch of handmade pierogi. So
cool. Nice.
So come to Katy's house if you want to have pierogies.
Yep. Come on down. What other weird shit did they make that sucked?
We got Tom, German Tom, talking about his brother. I think we have a clip.
Who he hates. Yeah, let's see. These aren't, does it say? Let's see. Is it this one? Here we go.
I think it's in one, yeah.
This is inspired by a dish I made for my brother's wedding. My brother is super annoying, to be honest. He's like taller than me and smarter than me. He got obviously married. Frustrating, perfect person. But I love him. Thank you, brother. I love you.
classic German humor.
Honey, work it out in therapy. My God.
He got obviously married. Okay, someone's a little like always the best man, never the husband.
He
Is
got
the situation
married.
going on.
I'm still jerking off into my Manuka honey tweel, and he's enjoying Christmas with the family. But I love
I feel
him.
like you can't. That's one of those things. Like if you want to, he probably chose a life of a chef. You can't
Right.
be married and be a big famous chef. It doesn't work. You're too busy.
No, when you decide that you're going to be a chef, you take an oath,
Yeah.
and you cannot get married after that.
Right. Yeah. You can't have sex. You take an abstinence oath. You can't get married. You're technically married to the food.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
married to the food.
Married to your job.
Mm-hmm.
You really are. You really, really are.
So maybe he's just jealous he made the wrong choices in life. And that's fine. You know, we all hate our brothers. If I had one, I'd fucking hate him.
No, and it's true he said about being married to the food. You know, there's that place, Hamburger Mary's, is actually named after a hamburger that the owner fell in love with. He named her Mary. He made love to her. He had a family with her, but it was a hamburger, and everyone just turned a blind eye and said, "That's the life. That's what it means to be a true chef, a top chef."
That's the reality that liberals want. Is people marrying their hamburgers.
I know.
Having hamburger families.
Fucking-
It's a slippery slope, folks.
What a cuck, you know?
You guys see Padma drop that dish?
Yeah, she did. She flipped that shit right over. She's like, "What do I do with this?" I threw it on the fucking table.
Yeah. Dropped it right on the table. Begonia's like, it's fine. Just put it back.
She's
on."
like, "That's cool.
No,
Yeah,
it
just
doesn't.
throw my food on the ground. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just hey, you know what? Padma, you want to spit in my face while I'm here? Just right in my face.
She's like, how do I eat this thing? She turned it upside down, falls on the ground.
Funny that it was Begonia who got her shit flipped by
Yeah.
Padma Lakshmi
Yeah.
because
I think Padma got a little revenge later. She's like, "Gonna make me look stupid, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe you served me my food on a cracker on a top of a bowl."
yeah, that was a fucking loaded ass cracker. But
There's
then the
nothing-
other guy was like, "I love to eat with my hands." And I was like,
Yeah,
say
that dude
less.
was into it. That guy was into it. That guy was weird. I don't know why he was there. He was a fun guy. Adam Handling. He
Talk
was like a
about
nice
Adam. Yeah, he seems nice.
guy. Some of that stuff seemed really good. I love the idea of like a melon, something like a melon soup, right? That was a thing.
Oh yeah, that looked good.
I like this. These foods sounded good to me. I think some of these like fruit-based foods sounded fantastic, and they looked really good to me. I don't remember them because I don't do the whole food thing, but watching them, I was like, these all look really good.
I love a refreshing soup. I think it's something as a younger person, I'd be like, ew, cold soup. But now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, give me a fucking honeydew melon soup with like cold peas and I don't fucking know, whatever weird shit they got.
Yeah, a nice cold gazpacho. I'm all about
Yeah.
it.
Yummy, yummy.
Ones that they hated were a Mars chicken thing,
Mhm.
somebody else's thing. I don't know. They loved Victoire's thing. I thought Victoire was going to win it because he was like, "You did the best. You combined the things the best." And then he was
Yeah.
like, "The person who won, people who combined the things the best." Tom won with his pine honeyed duck with honey caviar. What sucks is that everyone that won, or the top except for one person, Ali, I think, did a protein. No one else really did a protein.
That's true. I
Oh,
feel like
Vic-
a lot of people also talked about how like, oh yeah, I made this for, my brother-in-law's
Yeah.
wedding or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, some kind of event or whatever, but it was never like I made it at my restaurant before.
Yeah. I just remember that
They all-
Victoire did a shrimp.
Oh yeah, they all go. I have a child and they like sweet, so I'm gonna make this lamb shank with cherry glacé. La 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 la, and I'm like, that feels like a stretch, but go on. I think your kid likes lollipops, not fucking lamb and demi glaze. Whatever.
Mhm.
So the winner was Tom. He gets immunity, which is great. Congratulations, Tom.
Which is great because his cake sucked dick.
Yeah.
This
his
is
cake
so.
was
This,
dense.
we can talk about that. So then they're told the elimination challenge is there's to serve a family style dinner for themselves and the judges in the Kent countryside in a Verbo sponsored challenge. They need to be inspired by the chef's favorite holiday meals. And I think they were doing some fun thing where a holiday in England is a vacation, but a holiday to everyone else is a celebration. So they were like, "You're cooking a holiday meal on holiday." And
Yes.
that's the fun, having a good time here.
Yeah, and so they were like, well, this is the last recipe my grandmother made before she died on Christmas.
It
And
got real depressing. Yeah.
it was crazy because poor mole sauce boy just is going on and on crying about his dad and the mole sauce. And then they called up the bottom three. And I was like, holy moly, this is
Yeah.
I
hard.
think they set that up. I feel like that was like, but also, can we talk about how he was like, he, you know what, people mourn in their own way. He said, I don't like holidays because my father died. He didn't say it happened on a holiday or around a holiday.
He goes,
or was
I will
involved
never
in a
vacation
holiday.
again.
He was just like, my father died and I hate holidays.
And it drove him to drink because we find out later that he was hungover the next day. So that
to
might
get
have
the-
affected his
They had
cooking.
to get the tequila.
Yeah.
So they had to do a family style meal. No real restrictions other than they had given 100 pounds each to spend. And you know what? These are Top Chef All-Stars. So what they decided to do is they would game the system and pool their money together and give themselves a lower amount to hit. So everything left over could be for other things that they would need. And I think this was smart, but it's also not how you play the game. You're breaking the game.
They
This is like
broke
someone
the
doing a
game.
speed run. Yeah, you got through the game really fast, but you didn't do it the fun way.
Yeah, they hacked it early, and sometimes that happens. The game gets hacked, and they're smarter than the producers. I did enjoy seeing like all of them together, kind of come up with a menu and like all the different ideas.
Sure,
and
it
stuff
was
like that. I think
nice.
that
It was
cool.
nice.
It felt to me fucked up. It felt fucked up
Yes.
because you know what? This was an emotionally manipulative. They were like, give us heartfelt holiday meals. Let your guard down. People were like, okay, I'm going to fry up a bunch of fucking leftovers like begonia. Ooh. And, but it feels good. And then they're like, oh, you're too home cookie. You're not like a culinary master enough. And it was like, man, you lured them into a sense of camaraderie and comfort, and then you bent them over, and you and you
basically
gave
did
him
a Pooh Bear.
you
did a Pooh Bear.
gave him a Pooh Bear. You gave him a Reeves Pooh Bear allergy shot. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard to watch. I threw up.
Not related to the family meal number 1 from
No, I
Luigi's
threw up from
Pizza or whatever.
emotion.
Yeah.
I think it was a revealing episode. There was also like some chefs that were revealing secrets about Tom that we hadn't found out before.
Scandalous.
For 2 years. Yeah. And a 2 Michelin star. Wow. He's like, yeah, I'll make the cake. Yeah, you'll make
Yeah. Burned his ass. Yeah, you're gonna make
burn.
the cake, Tom.
Well,
What
that
else you gonna do
backfired
here?
on them.
Yeah.
It did. I do think this is another good instance of them gaming the system. Is they're like, I have immunity. I'll do the thing no one wants to do. Great. That's good. He's been a real good sport. He wants everyone to lose and win on their best foot forward, not having to do a shitty cake. Which, hey, Tom, is your grandmother making this dense? Is she making this dense? It is pretty dense. And I can fuck with you because you can't go home. But this shit sucks. This shit's
Yeah.
fucking terrible. You should
He
be
jumped
ashamed.
on the bomb.
So they go to a Verbo place. We get a cool Verbo commercial. Here's the pool, guys. Look. Oh man, I want this bug.
Oh wow, this
Whoa.
kitchen's so cool. Wow, I'm a chef and I've never seen a kitchen before. This is so cool. Look how big it is. Yeah.
Just
Thanks,
so weird
Verbo.
because Verbo's just other people's houses. I'm like,
Yeah.
Verbo, you didn't do this. You are a middleman commerce website. Why are you trying to take credit for someone's kitchen?
This is our
But
house.
they-
This is the Verbo house.
And the people who own the Verbo house are like, we're being forced to foreclose. We had to find a way. We had to clear out all of our heirlooms and tchotchkes for this crew to come in. We needed it to pay for the treatments. And it's like, oh my God. And Verbo's like, check out our kitchen.
This is ours. Like turning family photos around so they can't see
Yeah.
other people live here. Yeah.
Oh man,
Oops.
look at this.
Ah, fuck. I sprayed this an 100-year-old photo of looks like some old lady getting married with my melon soup, and it's withered now.
Hey, pass me that salt. Whoa, this salt's really gray. Oh shit, that's the ashes of the grandmother that used to live in this house. Oops, Furbo.
Begonia's like, I'll use it. Throw it in my pot.
I do leftovers. Fucking give me whatever you want. I'll
Just
make
throw
this
it
work.
all in there. Yeah.
That was such a weird strategy. I was like, her sauce, it just didn't look good. It didn't look appetizing.
It didn't look. No.
It looked like vegan Chinese food.
It did. I mean, it didn't look great. It had some weird carrot or something on it. I don't know what she was. I love a peanut sauce. Hell, I fucking love peanuts, peanut butter, peanut sauce. That's good. They like the sauce. Everything else looked like it sucked.
Podmo said, she's like, the sauce was okay. It was a little sweet. And I was like, ew, it's just like fried goop with sweet on it. I was like, get this out of my sight.
To put over chicken? I don't think so.
Victoire weirdly gets mask checked in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, she got shamed. We found out Nicole is an anti-masker and was asking her, why are you take that mask off. COVID is over. You don't do your own research. It's actually better if you get it. Because then you get stronger from it.
Uh-huh.
They had to cut all that stuff out. But
yeah, they cut out and they made it seem like it was fun because then she got to do like I'm allergic to peanuts thing to like just calm the situation, to like just kind of like move on. Like, please stop berating me with this Joe Rogan knowledge of anti-masking. It's because of the peanuts, and she can't. She's like, well, that's the whole thing. If your parents were just giving you peanuts when you were a kid, you'd stop being such a pussy and dying of peanuts. I mean, Louis C.K. said, like maybe he had a bit. Remember the Louis C.K. bit? He said that if your kid dies from peanuts, then maybe your kid shouldn't be alive because they're too weak. And he's cool talk. I can reference him, right?
Listen, our fans will help him out.
Yeah.
Reeves used to be allergic to peanuts. And then what he did is he dropped all his bottoms. He ate peanut butter with his hand until he couldn't fit through the house hole. And then his wife fucked him up the ass. And now he can eat all kinds of nuts.
Well, now he keeps the peanut butter jar on his table, walks by and put a finger in it, does Ted Lasso. By the way, Reeves loves Ted Lasso. It's his favorite show.
It's my favorite show.
I haven't watched season 3 yet.
Me neither.
No, Reeves hates
I don't think I want to. Oh, really?
I don't hate it. Listen, a lot of people like it. I'm fine with it.
He hates that it's so popular.
It's very nice.
Reeves is super counterculture.
Yeah, I'm very cool. Yeah,
let's
Tom
see. I want
is
to talk about
dressed
one
like
thing
an old
real
man. Oh, sorry.
I want to talk about Tom Colicchio looks cool. They show up.
He's dressed like he's being like someone is assisting him on a walk before he's helped back to his room. Is the way he's dressed. But I'm sure he's comfortable. But they're eating outside. The weird part of it is like the judges and the whole game is like that it's a family style meal, but the judges eat with the contestants. So there's this whole kind of weird thing of like they're just being nice about the
They don't
food.
say anything. Yeah, if
normally you get
like
that
something
immediate
was bad,
reaction.
they just didn't say anything. Yeah. I was like, when the other Tom, and German Tom was making his cake, he said, my mom makes it better. My mom would say, nice try, young man. He made his voice really deep for his impression of his mom, which I think is very funny. My note says Sarah's story. Wild. What was Sarah's story?
Oh, about how I don't know if it was her parents or her grandparents, like how they got together.
The fucking axe in the leg. Oh my God. With the burnt, creamed spinach.
Yeah.
Burnt spinach pie. And they were like, well, this is pretty darn good.
This burnt spinach pie's been in the oven for days because we had to deal with this man getting an axe in his leg. Let's eat it anyway. Fucking
there was a point that I was worried that she was gonna be like, yeah, and then he like lost his leg and stuff like that. So it's like she like had to marry him at that point.
Oh yeah, you can't not marry him after your dad. So I'm a little confused with who did what, because a lot of like my dad was his dad, then was her dad.
So her dad. No wait. Yeah, because it's a story of her parents getting together, right?
Right, yes.
So it was her mom had her dad over to the house for the very first time.
Yes.
And was like, welcome to my home. And her grandparents, who were the mom and dad in the scenario in the past, were like, wonderful, come outside and chop a tree with me. And then the grandfather chopped through the tree into his leg.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
they went home and they made the baby that would eventually make Sarah.
Make Sarah. And that's
Yeah,
also the
that's-
story as they told it, the grandfather and the dad.
Yeah.
So who
But
knows
that's-
what actually happened?
That's what was so crazy to me about this
Right.
episode was everyone had such a crazy, dark or sad story, except for like Marrakesh Lamb Shank Boy, who was like, I went to Morocco, I loved it. And
Yeah, it was just a
but
good
everyone
time.
else is like, yeah, my daughter was swinging on a swing and she was laughing and she swung so hard and let go and she sailed into a fire and she burned to death, but she loved duck confit. She was 4. And so I made a duck confit for little Sassy. And then they're like, that's such an amazing story. I'm so sorry. This duck confit actually tastes like shit.
Yeah,
and
this
you
is
have to go
actually
home.
awful. And it does seem like it might have been your daughter's fault that you made this.
But thank you for coming to this Verbo house.
Yeah, what'd you think of the Verbo House? Pretty nice, right?
Ah.
So I thought all the food looked, again, it all looked really good. I think
It did.
Amar's lamb shank thing with I'm a big savory sweet guy. He basically put like melted fruit onto a spicy lamb thing, and that looked fantastic.
Mhm.
The salmon salad didn't look good to me.
Well, so he got in trouble for it, and he looked
Yes.
so mad when they were saying that it sucked. He's in his face like, are you fucking serious right now? His face
Yeah.
was so angry.
He had quite an opinion on that. And they
It's
went
like-
back to the back and they were chatting about it too, the chefs.
Yeah, they were like, it's unseasoned. We don't care if it's a fucking appetizer. We don't care if it's a dessert. We don't care if it's a fucking salad. Put some salt on that, you bitch. And it was like, oh my God.
And Reeves did a clip.
Tom said, oh, you went a bit too chefy today and, you should be more of a home cook. It's like, what the show am I on? Am I on top chef or am I on top home cook? What do you want me to do?
It's also like just embracing the challenge. It's not all about like making the fancy and
Yeah.
stuff like that. If they want family style, give them family style.
That wasn't the height of the criticism.
That wasn't the height of the
Okay,
critic.
what do you think was?
It was underseasoned.
That's so mean.
Okay, well then what do you think it was, actually? I'm the one that made it, so I know what's bad about it and what's great about it, and it actually was good. They're like, under season.
That's so mean
Shut
and
his
funny.
ass up. Yeah, he got very defensive. Not
really
just of
did.
the criticism, but of like the chefs telling him that he didn't do the challenge right.
Well, you were supposed to mix it together. Pam's like, you didn't tell me. And Tom's like, who cares? It still wasn't fucking seasoned.
Yeah. He said, no, Padma, it still sucked. I hated it.
This kind of whole thing, everyone was kind of being nice except for Tom, who kept being like really mean to everyone. Like everyone kept being like, this, and he was like, no, and that fucking sucked shit. I'm sorry. That shit was garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't care what the backstory was. He was like, the food is the food, and the food sucked.
Yeah.
That's so Tom, though, right?
Oh, for sure. The dude,
Ugh.
here's the thing, is that the dude long ago, I mean, we all know that he skirted the system. Like, he did get married, but he's still like his first wife. He's in a polyamorous relationship with food and his wife. The food comes first. And so, this kind of situation, he's like, look, if I ever come home and my wife's upset, I got to take the food side of it. So that's what he does. He always takes the food side in an argument. And it's just what he does. So if it's, I feel bad, well, how's the food feel? If the food feels good, well, then it's your fault and you should feel bad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which when Hamburger Mary came over once for dinner, forget about it.
Oh,
No?
yeah. Yeah, because
I remember.
well, so what happened
Oh, God.
is that Tom's wife was like, I don't like her. She's a hamburger. And Tom was like, okay, don't fucking say that about my friend. And then when they get here, if you bring up that hamburger shit, you're in trouble. And
Yeah.
so she sat quietly for a while, didn't bring it up until, of course, the chef, the other chef, was like, oh, Tom's wife, why don't you take Hamburger Mary into the kitchen and show her around? And Tom's wife was like, she's a fucking hamburger. And of course, Tom had to take the hamburger side, and they got a big fight, and
Yeah, it was
Then he
so
ate the
awkward.
hamburger.
they ate the hamburger eventually, of course, full of cum, and I'll have to cut that part probably. That's probably too far.
So the winner was Amar. Braised lamb shake with prunes.
I thought
cinnamon.
Victoire was going to win because they all said
Me
that was
too.
flavors they'd never had before in their life.
Yeah. Yeah, it did feel that. I'm surprised. You know what? I was happy to see Amar win.
I
It was
hate his
good.
hair. I hate his hair. Jesus fucking Christ. What is going on there? It's not quite braids. It's not quite balding. It's got beads. What the fuck is going on, my guy?
He's kind of a party dude. He's kind of got that
He's
party
a
dude
party
vibe.
dude. Yeah.
I think that's allowed. I think party dudes don't care about the hair so much. So he
cares enough to put beads on it. I'm like, you clearly care. You spent time on this atrocity.
Maybe his daughter did it.
Oh
and now you
God.
feel bad because his daughter.
No, I don't. Oh my
she fell off the swing.
That's right. The 3-year-old who loved lamb shanks so much and sailed into the fire from the swing set.
So Amar had said whoever wins has to share the Verbo home with everyone or invite people over. I don't.
Which I was like,
And then he wants to. They're like, you have to do it. And he's like, yeah, okay. He's not gonna fucking do that.
Absolutely not.
No, I'm gonna be here, fucking on the bed of a stranger. You're not coming over.
Yes.
The bottom 3,
but they won't be there. That's the big thing for Verbo.
Right. Yes.
The people are
They're
not
not
there.
they're
The thing
not-
I'm
they're not allowed to
always
be there.
worried about with Airbnb is I'm going to show up and the people are going to be there.
But in a Verbo, that never happens.
It can never happen. It's impossible.
That's the one thing. That's the big difference. Is they won't be there. Or at least so there is if you read the tiny script, you won't see them there.
They lurk.
Yeah,
they
might. They won't be there as far as you know.
Yeah. They're like Dracula.
Yes, yeah. They're like Dracula. You're like, hey, that teddy bear seems to be following me. That's camera.
Right. And like all the portraits, their eyes seem to follow you. And those aren't real eyes. But the point is, get undressed, get in that hot tub, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, shut up and do it. The bottom 3 is Buddha, Gabri, and Begonia. And Gabri's food sucked, Begonia's food sucked, Buddha's food sucked. Whose food sucked the worst? It was Begonia's food sucked the worst because it was just like little pieces of fried chicken and carrots that didn't match and a sauce.
Yeah,
it didn't look like it went together. It even looked like it was like a mismatch thing.
She didn't seem happy with it either. There was a bunch of clips of her having issues. I think was it the timing of her oil that she was going to put the chicken in?
But that's not.
Oh yeah.
That's not going to change.
Right.
She still made it work.
No,
she still
it was
fried
still
the chicken
a bad
fine.
dish.
Yeah.
It was, it's also like, this is a meal you eat on a holiday. And it's like, you chose the meal you have from scraps of the meal.
Yeah,
like,
you chose the last.
Yeah, before you make this leftover fucking schlop, what did you have before then? That might be a good idea.
That's what I
Maybe
want.
try that.
That's what I like to have. We have to note that Gail cries when she talks to Gabri about his dad dying. She cries too. She gets in. She holds Tom. This was in the trailer. Gail and Tom hold hands.
Yeah,
and they're both married to not each other. So what are you doing? Oh my
God!
Is he adding
hamburger
a 4th
Mary
to that?
times 2?
He had a 4th.
So awkward. Oh my
And
God! But also so hot.
I know what you're thinking. Like, men can comfort women, and it's not sexual. And to that, I say, tell my wife that, okay? Because I got in trouble.
Let me tell you something. I had an ex, true story, who loved it when I cried. And anytime I was upset about anything, he'd get rock hard. And I would be like, I'm weeping right now. And he'd be like, I'm so sorry. And then he'd like comfort me, but also be like, oh. And I'd be like, oh my God. And that is a true story.
And
everyone
that
is
and many
uncomfortable.
other stories you could hear at Diamond Goddess Crystal Pussy, coming this summer to Edinburgh and to Magnet Theater on April 29th.
Yeah.
At 10:30. And she'll sing a song about it. So Begonia goes home. She's mad. She doesn't seem like she deserves it. But then in Last Chance Kitchen, which I watched, but I almost forgot to. And Katy didn't watch because I didn't ask unless she wanted to. She says, my food was the worst. I should have gone home. She admits it right from the start. She said, I had everyone else's food. My food sucked shit.
Wait, what is Last Chance Kitchen?
So it's Tom. So Tom has his own little special show. It's this little 12-minute show where people who get sent home compete to stay in the show, to like come back eventually.
Whoa. So did she lose it?
She won. So now she gets to come back next week, and whoever wins that will be back in the show. So it could be either Begonia or the guy Dale from Canada. Those are the two that are going through. But the person last week, Luciana, will not be coming back. She's officially done.
Woo!
They both made squab. Tom freaked out about it. He was getting 2 squabs, but they made 2 squabs.
Squab is gross. It's just a pigeon, you know?
It's just an old bird. And that is Pod Chef talking about Top Chef. Katie, any final thoughts?
No.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's great. That's great. So what we want to talk about, so your plugs are Diamond Goddess Crystal Pussy.
Yeah, my plugs are Diamond Goddess Crystal Pussy, April 29th at the Magnet Theatre. And if you're going to be in Edinburgh, Scotland for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, I'll be every day at 2:10 at Just the Tonic Smash House. And you can follow me at Katy Berry Comedy for show updates of when I'm performing with Schitt's Probe or Baby Wants Candy or any of the great shows in New York City.
She's at all of them. Reeves, I forgot. Did you do a Where Are They Now?
No, I'll do it next week.
That's fine. And again, we don't know the finished stuff. That's Jamal's thing. So we'll see how the Broadway show goes. Maybe he'll be back. Folks, that is the show. Thank you for joining us for about an hour and 16 minutes. We love you. We'll see you next time on Everyone say it.
Pod Chef.
Bye, everybody.
This is fun. This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.